So, last night I couldn't sleep, so I decided to do a little bit of midnight adventures, and we made some big progress. Not really in terms of levels, but we've picked up a little bit of GP from just doing a couple of things. So, what I'm going to do, just to start my morning off, is go to Zaf really quickly and just buy out the items we're looking for. We've now added another one onto the list as well, which makes a few decent GP. And what we're going to buy now is also going to be the magic staff. So, this one here. This is going to be a decent GP. It's kind of the same as the staff price. It's going to be about 2,000 coins, and we're also going to buy the hats as well. What we did last night, so we made a bit of progress. Basically, because I couldn't sleep, I thought, you know what, if I can make a little bit of money, just do some stuff, just buy some stuff from some shops, it can just contribute, and I can just spend some money on some skills afterwards, because again, we'll have to make some money at some point to fund whether it's combat, a skill, anything. So we basically did that a little bit last night. So I'm going to throw these in my collection. I'm going to go until I get about 100 of each, and then I can sell them on the Grand Exchange, so that'll roughly be about maybe 700-ish K, so we'll see when we get there. So, what did we do last night? So, we go through the Grand Exchange history. We invested in some limestone bricks. So, as you can see here, we bought 400 limestone bricks for 510,000 coins, turned those into Stonewall segments for 1.2 mil. From that 1.2 mil, we then bought 900 limestone bricks, which we then turned again into Stonewall segments, 225, which we have sold for 2.6 mil. So we pretty much tripled our cash, which is very, very nice anyway. Now, from Jatix in the Herblore store, we actually bought an item based off one of your guys' comments. I'll try and put the comments in the video just so the person who's done the comment can get all the glory for this, because this definitely wasn't my idea. Bomb vials you can buy from the Jatix store. I think it's roughly like 2 to 3 GP each. And as you can see, they're 2,000 coins each, and you can buy 100 at a time. So that's basically a free 200k every time we go to the Herblore store. By far the best thing there. Even though the bear furs we managed to sell for a higher price, and they're not too bad. Bomb vials blow it completely out of water, so bomb vials are by far the best one to go and buy anyway. So 200k from there. We put the bear furs in for 15k each, and they have actually sold. So because they sold so much, I went to the bear fur seller and tried to stock up a little bit. And originally I just did 33 because I thought if they sell, great. Basically for an invo, they're going to be about 500,000 coins for literally like 2 minutes work, which is really, really good actually, even though it's a little bit finicky and it's something where you've got to like click a bit because you need to go through the interface to buy the fur. It was working really, really well. So that's why I then went and did another 100, which is why we're just going to go and sort of like basically amend it and put it in for one offer. So 3.4 mil with the possibility of making another like 1.4-ish if these bear furs sell. Now, because these bear furs are going to go for such a big price, I am not really bothered how long they take to sell. If they sell, it will be enormous for us. And we also would have pulled in 3.4 mil as well. So we've probably made last night, just from doing 2 rounds of Stonewall segments and buying the bomb vials and for some of the bear furs selling, about 3 mil, which is enough cash for us to get going for a long, long time. Now, as you see, I was checking some other things as well. So cutting limestone bricks is pretty decent GP actually. One, they've got a really good margin, so they've got about 1,000 coins for a margin, but also from cutting them, you're making about 1,000 coins each, which really isn't a bad way. But for me, if I cut them, I'm just going to turn them into Stonewall segments. So yeah, that is something which is decent if you want to go and look at that. I'm going to put an offer in while we're going to do some other stuff as well for some more Stonewall segments. Again, I'm not really going to hammer the money making because at the minute, like for the level I am, I don't really need to. But I think it'd be good to have this in the Grand Exchange for the day, and then we can go and do something a little bit later on. Today is the day of the Dead Man event on Twitch, so when I'm doing that, I'm going to try and do something to contribute a little bit to money making as well. Now, I also planted some herb seeds. So what we're going to do is buy an item which is going to be very useful to see if it's going to actually be worthwhile as using, and that's going to be a Juju farming potion. Now, the herb seed which we're going to do is Marintil, and really I've only planted in 3 patches. So I patched in Cafferby, Ardonge and Draenor, just because again they're the closest ones to a patch. I can go and do Canifis at some point, which will unlock the Mauritania patch, which will just mean we've got another herb patch. Herb farming is such an incredible way to make some profit, so I just want to show you guys this is what we can make if we do herb runs quite consistently. In terms of the Marintil prices, if I bought them for 1,000 each, it's not far off that, and we've just spent 10,000 to go and get a Juju farming potion. So let me just go and grab some compost really quick. I also as well bought some pineapples from Arthian, which you can do every day in Cafferby. You can buy 40 for 20 GP each, which I've stuck into the compost bin because again, that will make our own super compost. So I'm just going to go and use this Juju potion. We do have some cabbage seeds, which we can use to go and grow some cabbage, just because I thought that was going to be the most XP in terms of a sort of like allotment thing. I'm not going to do it while I've got the Juju potion activated though, so I'm just going to go and run around the different patches real quick, and we'll see how much we've made in terms of this. This will be really good farming XP as well. For such a low level, we'll probably do a level or 2 per herb run, and really we're just doing it for profit more than anything. So in terms of each Marrentil, that's 5.1k. So 2 Marrentils. So 2 Marrentils pretty much pay off the Juju farming potion, and like 1 Marrentil will pay off quite a substantial amount of herb seeds. So these will be an item which will make us quite a bit of profit, and I love herb farming. Like, herb farming is probably one of the top 3 things I used to do in the game. Herb farming, Slayer, and then probably something like woodcutting or fishing in the glory early days. And it's something where the higher level the main account has got, it's something I've lost contact with. Like, I've not done it as much as what I used to, but it's something which I really love. Just the fact that you can take a couple of GP and turn it into millions of coins just from doing something you can do every hour and a half. It's just something I really enjoy. So definitely in this series, we will be herb farming, and what I'll be doing over time is trying to sort of perfect my herb setup, my herb run, and all the other things you can have to attribute to it, just to make it that little bit more efficient. And this method will print us cash over time as well. However, what is the plan for the rest of today? So the rest of today, we're going to go to Lumbridge. We are going to conquer some more quests. Episode 2 went out last night and did fantastically well again. You guys smashed the like, so I'll be editing episode 3 at some point today as well to get that out for you guys as well. Basically, if we hit the like target, yes, I'm stretching the like target a little bit. 150 likes on one of my videos it doesn't happen often, but if you guys do it, then I am going to work basically, and I am going to edit the video. So yeah, that's pretty much the plan. In terms of this, once we've done this herb patch, we'll go and weigh up how much we've made in terms of the Marrentils and stuff. And we've got a little bit of a money maker to do a little bit later on with those Stonewall segments, which is really nice. And then, yeah, I need to go and spend a little bit on the house. But when we decide to do that, I'll make sure to record it, because really what I'm looking for is just the toy maker's bench. We're going to be doing some clockwork in a little bit, because clockwork is an exceptional way to make some low-level cash. And we'll cover that when we decide to do it as well, because it's a really, really good method. So not too bad in terms of that. The Juju potion did seem to be worth it, so we'll stock up on a couple of those. 10k really isn't a lot for like how much more it gives us in terms of the farm run. And if we note this with the leprechaun, we've come in with a total of 29 Marrentils, which if we price check that is going to come in at a price of 150k. Yes, there's probably like 20k in expenses, but 120k we can make every like 90 minutes just running from some patches. Really isn't that bad. So yeah, I'm hoping that going forward this will be a really good method for us to make some money. I'm going to do some cabbages as well, just because it's a little bit more XP. I'm trying to get to the beehives. The beehives are going to be some incredible XP in Manor Farm. And yeah, apart from that, I'm going to go and do some other little bits. Again, nothing really worth showing, because I'm just finishing the rest of this run, selling some stuff on the Grand Exchange, which you'll see once it's finally sold anyway. And then it's time to go and start some quests. So I'm going to go and finish all that, and then I'll report back when it's time to go and knock some quests out. Lumbridge has some very, very easy quests to do, so it'll literally just be the end screens of when we finish them, and another big day on the account. So I hope you're looking forward to it, and I'll see you guys very soon. Okay, so just done another farm run where we've actually done some cabbages. Get a lot of these plants at the minute, which is why it's not as big as what it should be. But 27 Marrentils, and we've also got some cabbages as well. Worthwhile doing at the minute. We'll do these runs because they're bringing in like 150k every time we do it. We are still collecting stuff from Zap as well. We're now over 100 for the staffs and also the hats. And our offer to buy some of the cut limestone has come in as well. So I just wanted to talk through how I do this, because also as well, Bill should have restocked by now as well. And we have the ability to buy some very cheap limestone from Bill. So we're going to do a decent stint of these Stonewall segments. And this should probably set me up now for maybe like 2 weeks worth of like just playing and stuff. Or maybe we make 1 or 2 impulse purchases just to have a bit of flexibility in terms of the account. So in terms of making these Stonewall segments, and as well as doing any form of skilling, I'm going to show you guys how to use presets. Now, what presets are a way to set up an info to make it so you just need to click a number to have that info loaded out. So just to show you guys how to do this, we're going to have a full info of limestone bricks. Once you go to the presets, you can see you can have a number of presets to have different like layouts and setups for it. You can have up to 15. Now, once you are ready to do this, all you need to do is click on the preset you want to select. and then you just click override. Now this will match this setup to the preset as well. So once we click override, you'll then notice that the info is reflected in the preset. It copies both your info and also your worn items. It can also do your summon increases as well, but that'll be a video or a clip for another time. So from this preset, all we're going to get is a full info of limestone bricks every time we press 1. So if we return to the bank now, and if we just bank everything, you can see now I have nothing in the info and nothing in the inventory. If I click number 1, because that's what presets we've clicked on and saved on, number 1, click number 1, and then your info is set up here as well. So it's just an incredibly quick way to rebank and bank, and especially when doing skilling, and this could be crafting armors, crafting gems, making potions, anything in terms of something you need to interact with quite quickly. A preset is the best way to do it as well, and it's such a good way to improve your skilling, your efficiency, and this is how people can do so many thousand potions per hour. It's because they use the presets. Now what you can do as well, without having to go into the bank interface, you can also load your last preset, and that's basically what it is. So it loads your last preset without having to go into the bank, and you can just run back and forward, or you can continuously skill as well. So really, really nice upgrade. Something which the old game doesn't have, which I think RS3 really sort of benefits from, is little updates like that. The presets are so good for just general skilling and just generally doing different things. And with 15 different slots, you can have loads of different setups, all the skilling setups, all the combat setups, whether it's one monster, whether it's another monster. Presets are a massive thing in the game. Now, when we finish this, we should have access to quite a decent chunk of cash. I think when we've finished all these Stonewall segments, we'll roughly have access to about 5 mil cash. So there's a few items which are going to just make gameplay a little bit easier. So one is going to be a Ring of Fortune. I think a Ring of Fortune for just 1 mil coins. The fact I can teleport straight to the Grand Exchange straight away and don't have to sort of teleport to the lodestone is going to be such a nice time save. That is something we're going to pick up. And then maybe we can look at some decent weapons and stuff which we can upgrade to, because you do have things like the Spider Wand and Orb, but maybe we're going to look at some Corrupt Zeal Staff. That can be an option as well. So really, really progressing very nicely. I didn't expect to have this much cash this quickly. So this has been a massive, massive move. I do want to go and still do some quests. So whether this makes it into episode 4 or not, don't know. But we're just going to go and do this while I'm actually watching the Deadman mode event on Twitch. Really, really good to see like the old school sort of content as well. I always think that old school is such a nice way to put stuff together in terms of content. So yeah, maybe we're going to do a little bit of old school. But I'm just going to go and do this for a couple of hours, and then we'll report back when it's on the Grand Exchange. When I've put these Stonewall segments on the Grand Exchange sell, I'll put them in for a higher price, and then I'll just go and do some quests in the meantime. So a fair bit of time has gone past. To be fair, I wasn't really doing this too efficiently because I was watching the old school RuneScape streams. But we've just finished the remainder of the limestone from Bill. We have done something like 650 Stonewall segments, which is really, really good. If we sell that for about 12k, we're going to have about 6.5 mil, which is enormous actually. It's way bigger of a cash stack than I need currently, or that I was hoping to get at this point anyway. So that is really nice. What we'll probably do, maybe not this episode, maybe the next one or two, is we'll go and spend that on a little sort of skills, some armor, some stuff like that. So that would be nice. Because we're here and we're not worried about cash, I can splurge on items and try items out and do different things, which I'm really excited to do. But 659 of these Stonewall segments, really nice. So what I'm going to go do is throw it on the Grand Exchange, and then probably go and do some quests while we're waiting for it as well. So when they do sell, we'll go and have a little bit of a spending spree and buy some items, which will hopefully make transportation and basically moving around the game a little bit smooth. We'll buy some Viswax for all the quick tellies. We'll buy a Ring of Fortune so we can go to the Grand Exchange quite quick, and I might look at kitting the account out with some quick, cheap levels. So in terms of construction note, we did get a couple levels from these Stonewall segments, and the XP isn't horrific, you know, like, especially between sort of level 20 and 50, it will level you up. I got level 48 construction, nearly 49 actually, which actually isn't too bad. We've got to avoid dance and then some other stuff as well. The workbench is actually quite important, as is some of the lectins as well. So the lectins is very, very nice. So what we're going to do is just drop into Zaf while we're on the way here, and we'll go and buy these staffs and stuff as well. We are building quite a decent stack of these, which I'm hoping like this can go towards something, whether it's a skill or whether it's something else as well. Now, episode 3 has just been released. I haven't seen what we're doing in terms of numbers yet, but again, thank you guys so much for your support. Really hope stuff like this is helping you out. I'm hoping like, in terms of the cash stack, I haven't got too far ahead, so I won't be doing some money making for a little while. I'll probably just be buying stuff in the background. So one thing I like to do is to have a stock of 2 different money makers so I can rotate between the two. But I won't go too ballistic in terms of trying to go ahead with money making, because this is not a money making series. This is a progress series. So yeah, really happy with what we've done. We'll go and do another quick herb run in a minute, see how we're doing in terms of that. Once we've got these Stonewall segments on the Grand Exchange, because once these are on the Grand Exchange, while we're doing other stuff, these are selling for us. That's why we want to make sure that we get the highest price for them and let them just sell very slowly on the Grand Exchange. Now, I did show it yesterday, but to find the highest price on the Grand Exchange for a certain item, all you need to do is just search for that item and then literally just whack on 20% until it instant buys. The price it instant buys at is currently the highest offer on the Grand Exchange. So 12.1k is actually such a good price for Stonewall segments. They've got so expensive since the announcement of the 120 construction update. So that will only be to our benefit. So we're going to grab all of those out now and throw them on the Grand Exchange and just let them sell while we go and do some other stuff. So 12174 is what we're going to sell them at. And if we go, if these sell, that's going to be 7.8 mil. That will be an enormous cash stack, which we can definitely use to fund some of our things. And again, in terms of a moneymaker, it was nothing too hard. I did go and buy all of the limestone from build today. You can build up to this kind of GP probably in like 3 to 4 hours. It really is that good. And once you have a sort of stack like that, 8 mil, that is more than good enough to level your stats up, get through all the quest progress as well, and basically just push for some higher levels. Now, in terms of today, I was going to go and do some quests. However, I think I'm just going to save that for the next episode. We've done quite a bit of sort of money making and the Fort for Infantry quest as well, which I think is a massive thing to finish off. You've seen, like, with the Fort for Infantry quest being done, we've been able to do those Stonewall segments. But I hope this has been going okay for you guys. Again, I'm here for your guys' feedback. Anything you think which will improve the series, improve the channel, improve how I'm training the account or using the account, definitely drop in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed. There's a playlist now available for this series as well if you want to go and check it out from start to end, from start to where we currently are now. But thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.